Great morning, great morning, great morning. Y'all come on in. I'm trying to be quiet. Everybody's still asleep. So come on in, come on in, come on in. While you guys are coming in, I'm going to go ahead and share this broadcast. Let me share. I'm definitely running behind, and this time difference does not help. Come on in, you guys. Let me share. Hey, 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 you guys. Good to see you this morning. Give you guys an opportunity to come on in, and I'm going to get started. You listen, let me tell y'all something. So, how fitting that today's devotion is the devotion for the day, because I just was having a conversation with a friend of mine and I was talking about the old. And one of the things that tends to happen is we lose sight of what's currently going on. We lose sight of the future because we get stuck on something from the past, something that is old. And when we come to understand that when God is doing a new thing, like He does a new thing, right? So I'm excited because, today we get the opportunity to just learn how God is doing a new thing, and what we've got to do to get rid of those things that hold us back. So listen, let me go ahead and I'm going to go on and get started. Hold on, you guys. Let me get to it. So today's scripture. Oh, y'all let me know who's here. Let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Let me know who's here and where you are tuning in from. Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. Let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Then I'm going to go ahead and give you today's devotion. If you're tuning in from a group, make sure that you put your name so that I can see it and then I can comment, right? All right. All right. Today is day 15 of the fast. You guys, we've got 6 more days. Counting today, 6 more days. And the fast ends, and we're going to be right at Pentecost. So today, day 15 is purge. Get rid of the old yeast. Get rid of the old yeast. And we're coming from 1 Corinthians 5, chapter 7. 1 Corinthians 5, chapter 7 from the New Living Translation. Get rid of the old yeast by removing this wicked person from among you. Then you will be like a fresh batch of dough made without yeast, which is what you really are. Christ, our Passover lamb, has been sacrificed for us. Get rid of the old yeast by removing this wicked person from among you. Then you will be like a fresh batch of dough made without yeast, which is what you really are. Christ, our Passover lamb, has been sacrificed for us. So the context of this is there was someone in the in the fellowship who was doing absolutely horrific things, right? Things that they were like, oh my God, no, you can't do that up in here. And so they had not removed the person. And so, the Apostle Paul came in and said, listen, y'all need to do something with this, handle this situation, right? So he wanted them to understand why it was so important. If you have any yeast in uh, um, in something, it's going to grow. It's going to grow, and not necessarily in a good way. It's going to ferment. It's going to grow. Like that's what yeast does. So let me tell you what the devotion says. It says keeping things beyond their expiration date can be detrimental. It's time to purge everything old and expired. You can no longer eat off of old dreams, give old testimonies, or live in your past. God is encouraging us to get rid of anything that isn't present or does not have a purpose. This season requires the new with possibilities and definite promise. If you're going to partake fully, then you have to participate in the process. You must be willing to surrender the old to receive that which has been readied for this season. So God has already established a process for us. He's already established that there are things that he's doing. He's already done that. And we've got to understand. And y'all, I don't know why I'm not, the comments and stuff are not showing. So y'all gonna have to bear with me. I'm gonna have to look on here to see the comments. Okay. Um, wow, Clustine. That's so, I was gonna say crazy, but I don't mean crazy, but I'd be like, wow. Clustine said, wow, preached on God doing a new thing yesterday. Hey, Clustine, hey, Tandria, hey, Monica. Hey, Charmaine, good to see you all. Now, I don't know why your comments are not showing, but look at God. He had me look on another page so that I could see the comments. So, but look, check this out. When I tell you that what God desires to do requires a purging, I mean exactly that. You literally have to purge what you've been holding on to. There are things that you've been holding on to that you don't even think that you're necessarily holding on to, but you are. Like you're holding on to things that maybe you did well in a past season. And so now you're trying to create a monument to it. Let it go. When God is doing a new thing, he's doing it totally new. That means that he wants to get rid of everything old that's in you, everything old that is going to stop you, prevent you from getting to your promise, getting to your destiny. God is trying to do something. But if you fail to um, connect with what God is doing, you're going to find yourself in a position where you're missing the move of God in this season because you're so busy looking at the past. You're looking at what he did last time. You're looking at how he did it last time. You're looking at who he did it with last time. This is not last time. God is not in the last time business. He's in a new business, a new season. Even though there's nothing new under the sun, he's doing a new thing. And he can't do the new thing with the old stuff and the old you. No, Monica, I messaged you. I did. I did because I do want to talk to you. Can't do a new thing with the old you. Huh. But y'all so busy trying not to change. You don't want to change on people. You don't want to change it up. You don't want to be different. You don't want people saying, oh my God, you're different. You're not the same. You don't talk to me like you used to. You don't do this like you used to. And you shouldn't because you're a new you. Look, I'm not telling you get rid of all your old friends. I'm telling you it's some relationships that you've got to get rid of. And this isn't just about relationships. This is about stuff, period. Things, period. Okay, God. Listen, when God be doing this stuff, I don't be with it. I don't like it, but I hear him. Hmm. So, Cluston, you know what he was talking to me about. Um, I've got to go back to Tampa. And when I go back to Tampa, I got to get rid of stuff in my storage. I've got to get rid of that storage unit. I can't go into another month with that storage unit. I've got to get rid of the storage unit. I already hear him. Oh my God. Amen, Monica. She said our pastor preached last night. My old tools don't work in the new elevation. There it is. Y'all, I'm telling you, when this thing that God is doing right now, this thing is so big because next Sunday on Pentecost, well, let me say this. Next week when Pentecost hits, because it really hits Saturday night, Saturday sunset. Um, I need you to understand. I need you to understand that you can't take that old stuff into this new. And the best way for you to begin this process is to start purging the old stuff, purging the stuff that you've been trying to hold on to that no longer serves you, purging the ideas that you've been trying to hold on to that are not serving you, purging the relationships that you've been trying to hold on to that are not serving you, purging the old ways of being that are not serving you. You got to get rid of the stuff that's no longer serving you and know it's okay to do so. It's not a bad thing. So what, you're different. You're supposed to be different. So what, you don't look the same. You're not supposed to look the same. So what, you don't dress the same. You're not supposed to dress the same. So what, you don't move the same. You're not supposed to move the same. Listen, God is doing a new thing and it is wondrous to behold. But what is that but? I was listening to part of an old Reverend Ike message, right? And he was saying, um, the only thing in your way is your butt, but not B-U-T-T, but B-U-T. I want to do this, but B-U-T, right? So we've got to get the butt out of the way. We've got to get the butt out of the way. We've got to see who it is that God has created us to be. Because I'm not telling you to become a new person that you're not. I'm telling you to become the person God created you to be. There's a person that God created you to be that you're not fully walking in. Why? Because that person has been suppressed. That person has been beaten down. That person has given up hope. That person has been ignored. And so now what you're doing is you became this version of yourself, right? Because you felt like that's what people wanted. That's what the world wanted. That's what your parents wanted. That's what other people wanted. But what about how God made you? It's so funny, people when I was growing up would often tell me to sit down and be quiet, sit down and be quiet, sit down and be quiet. I talk too much, I do too much, like all of those things. But let me tell you what, there's a reason why. It's all attached to my purpose and my destiny. My purpose and my destiny requires me to talk. It requires me to be visible. It requires me to be seen. So very early on, I just was being me. Right? This is me. Like I don't have time to try to be someone I'm not. Like I'm loud, period. Anybody knows me knows Dr. V is what? Loud. I'm loud. I am. And so when people are like, oh my God, you're so loud. Yes, I am. Because I have something to say and I need the whole world to hear it. And not, I want to make sure you hear what I'm saying. Right. I want to make sure you know that I'm talking. I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm in your face because I need you to hear this. I need you to get this. So when you get rid of that old stuff, when you purge that old stuff, I'm gonna give you a prime example. I'm doing a detox right now. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I'm so bloated with all my traveling. I'm just bloated. And all it is old food sitting in my intestines. Like, I'm like, why does my stomach look like this? This ain't cute, right? But it's because I'm bloated. So I've got to get rid of all of that old stuff that's in my intestine instead of trying to um trying to just keep going like there's no need to purge. Purging is a necessary part of our process. This is why people do intermittent fasting. This is why people fast certain days out of a week and things like that, because they understand that you got to purge consistently, regularly. Okay. Christine said, we need to purge the old ideas, old ways of being. Yes, Lord, help us, Lord. Annette said, I found that old tools work or function like broken tools in the new thing or new place. To praying to completely let go of the old to allow God's new. Y'all, yes, that's what's going on. Now, let me say this. Let me say this. For the naysayers who say, the old stuff, well, it still kind of works and I might be able to use it later. You're a hoarder. You're a hoarder. And you move from a place of fear. You're a hoarder and you move from a place of fear. Now, take it how you want to take it, but it's the truth. And you can be a spiritual hoarder. You can be a physical hoarder, an emotional hoarder, a mental hoarder, a financial hoarder. A hoarder is a hoarder. What you do is you hold on to stuff past the time that you can use it. You hoard just in case, because it might. One day I might. One day I will. Hoarding. Wow. Monica says, I allow people to dim my light so much I'm learning to shine. However, that pain has me traumatized and fearful. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Monica. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Much of what happens with people, especially when it comes to depression, is rooted in them not fully being who they were created to be, that person not being affirmed and valued and things like that. And that's why we got to learn to encourage ourselves. We have to encourage ourselves because listen, sometimes people are not going to encourage you. I don't know why they not, but they not. Oh, this thing is stuck. Okay, y'all, I'm going to refresh. Don't go anywhere, but I'm going to refresh. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. I got comments. Hey. Oh, okay, so y'all know that just gave me a whole word. Oh, it just gave me a whole word. So listen, listen. Oh my God, that just blessed me. That just blessed me. Oh my God, God is so real and in a moment. Okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm not able to see any comments, but I know you're making comments because I'm seeing comments on one of my pages, right? So I know the comments are coming in because I see them on that page, but I don't see them over on where the broadcast is. So I can't show the comments because they're not showing up there. And the reality is the page was stuck. It was stuck. And because it was stuck, the comments weren't showing up. But when I looked at it and I thought, well, maybe let me touch it. Oh, it's stuck. It's stuck, right? It was stuck on an old state. This is a state that it was in, like it was stuck right there. But it needed to be refreshed. But refreshing meant I had to purge the old. I had to get rid of where it was right then and refresh it to become something new. But in the refreshing, I could have lost you guys. So I could have allowed the fear of refreshing causing me to lose people to not refresh, but then I would have missed the new comments that were coming. Do y'all hear what I'm telling you? Yes, Clustine, refresh your life. It's so funny. I was talking to Clustine last night and she was like, girl, it's like you got a whole new life. And I do. I do. It's moving differently. I'm moving differently. And it's new. Like it's new. And I am a new me with a new glow, with a new hairstyle, like all of that. Expired, past use of acceptable use and consumption. Very good. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes, Annette. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes. So people often ask me, why do you tell so much of your business? Listen, God told me that He was going to put my life on display. That means that I've got to share not just the good stuff, but the tough times too. People are good at sharing the good stuff, but people are not so good at sharing the tough stuff when they're going through it. They might share it afterwards, way later. But there's something about my life that God says, no, you're going to share them. You're going to share with them the process. Why? They need the process. Someone needs to be willing to show the process. And I'm using you to do that. So I share my process so that you can see it. And it looks crazy to people. And I get it. And people judge me. And I get it. And people misinterpret it. And I get that too. But I don't give two flying flips about that. Do you know why I don't give two flying flips about that? I don't give two flying flips about that because what God is doing in my life in this season is so incredible. It's so amazing that I won't miss it for anyone's opinion at all. I don't care. I don't care. And I love my daddy, but my daddy's opinion can't stop what God is doing in this season of my life. It is what it is. Doesn't mean that I'm being disrespectful. It simply means this. God has me on a journey that I have to take, and I'm the only one who can take it because it was specifically created for me. And as a result of me taking my journey, it is liberating other people. Other people are being encouraged, other people are being inspired. The fact that I have done this the way I've done this, and I don't know all of what's so different about this fast, but I know it's hitting different. I know it's hitting differently. And because it's hitting differently, people's lives are being affected with greater level of impact. Oh, this was not routine. Ooh, this was not. This was not. Yeah. Refresh your life, resets our life. Absolutely. Yes, Tandria, I'm telling you. So in this season, God is requiring more of me, more of you. And I'm not talking about more of you as in just doing more, but allowing more of you to show up more. It's so interesting how God has been dealing with me in dreams lately. My dreams, I've been having really interesting dreams, and He's been showing me stuff in dreams and talking to me through my dreams. Now, I'm a dreamer and I interpret dreams, but it's really interesting how in this season, because I normally don't have a lot of dreams. Y'all, now my daddy on here. Daddy, I said what I said, Daddy, respectfully. But Daddy, I just was telling the people that I'm in a season where God is doing some things in my life and I have to do what he says. I said, and I love you. I love my daddy, but even if my daddy doesn't understand, I have to do what God is telling me to do. The beauty of my daddy is that he, for the most part, gets my journey. And I say for the most part because he's my daddy and he wants me up under him. And I get it because I want to be up under him. So just know that what God is doing, he's doing it in an accelerated fashion. He's doing it, and everyone's not going to like it. Everyone's not going to get it. Everyone's not going to understand. And you have to choose God's will over others' opinions. You have to choose God's will over others' opinions. I won't miss God for anyone's opinion. Absolutely not. We can't afford to. We can't afford to. You all listen, when I tell y'all that next Sunday, next Sunday, when Pentecost hits, you're going to see some things and experience some things that you thought only happened in the Bible. Do y'all hear what I'm telling you? You're going to see some things and hear some things that only happened, you thought only happened in the Bible. God is doing a new thing. So, what does that mean? We got to get rid of the old stuff. The old stuff that's holding us hostage, the old stuff that we're holding on to, the old stuff that's keeping us in bondage, the old stuff that's preventing us from being able to experience new stuff, the old stuff. So when I go to Tampa, I know I got to clear out that storage. I'm going to sell stuff. I'm going to give stuff away. But what I'm not going to do is traipse stuff over across the country. I'm not. It costs more to traipse it across the country than it does to buy it where you are. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm just saying, to me. God said, purge it, get rid of it, sell it, give it away, do whatever. But what I will not do is go into the month of June with this storage. And if I hit June 1st, I'm out by June 2nd. I got it. It's got to be done. We got to go forward, Daddy. Absolutely. We got to go forward. We got to move forward. Now, for those of you who are offended because I called out your hoarding, just know this. It's not personal. It's just that God wants to free you up and free your space up and free your mental space up and your financial space up. And listen, I'm an app service hoarder. So I got to get rid of some of these apps, those little $2.99, $4.99, $6.99, $11.99 be adding up on Apple. So you got to give it away. A closed hand loses nothing, but it doesn't get anything either. Absolutely. Now some stuff will be given away, some stuff will be sold. Because this is the other thing that God told me. God told me that your old is somebody else's new and they have need of it. And I want to bless you. So sometimes he will use your old to give you a financial monetary blessing because though it's old to you, it's new to someone else. Monica said, yes, Lord, do a new thing in me. Show me how to clear the clutter and prepare me to finish my race. Absolutely. Y'all, we got to do that. We've got to do that. So I refuse to hold on to stuff that's no longer serving me, emotions that no longer serve me. Listen, refuse to hold on to anger that no longer serves you, resentment that no longer serves you, hatred that no longer serves you, bitterness that no longer serves you, envy that no longer serves you. Get rid of all the stuff that no longer serves you. Because why are you holding on to that? Why? And that stuff is just as important, if not more important, than getting rid of the physical stuff. Y'all, we hold on to stuff for decades and don't even know why. I was talking to one of my cousins, and my dad and I were, and my daddy was telling her, well, what happened was daddy and your daddy had a falling out, and nobody wanted to get in it. And when I was talking to her later, she said, yeah, I just need to figure out what happened. I said, no, ma'am. That has nothing to do with you. Why do you need to figure that out? What you need to do is focus on moving forward. You didn't know what it was then, and you don't need to know what it is now. Just go forward. You don't have to dig all that up. You don't have to. Now, there are times when you got to dig things up to remove it from the root, but both of those men are gone. My uncle is gone and my granddaddy is gone. Won't need to dig all that up. It's unnecessary. Plus, we'll never know the full story because the two people that were involved are gone. So there's no need. So let go of that stuff. Let go of things that happened a decade ago, but you're still holding on to and holding on to the resentment and holding on to the anger and the bitterness. And for what? Why? What is it doing for you? Does it make you feel better? Make your life better? I don't have time for that. So I consciously choose to release situations, things, and people, emotions that are attached to them that don't serve me. Now, to some of you, that may sound, I don't know, selfish or like I don't care. It's not that I don't care, but why am I holding on to that? Why are we still talking about that? What is the point of that? And I have stuff I could talk about, but why? Why keep talking about it? Why keep dredging it up? Why keep renewing the emotions attached to it? Why not release those emotions? Maybe you need to write it all out one last time. Write it all out, put it on a piece of paper, get it all out, how you felt, what you said, what you wanted to say, all of that stuff. Write it out, burn it up, let it go. We've got to be able to move forward. But moving forward means that we got to let go of the old. We got to be willing to purge it. I'm not saying get rid of everything old. There are some things that are old that you definitely want to hold on to, those positive memories, but you don't want to make them an idol. We don't want to make them an idol. Monica said we hold on to them because sometimes that's all we have, no matter how much pain it costs, it gives us something to feel. And that is so unfortunate that we find ourselves in that place. But this is the thing. We can feel again, but it means that we got to purge the pain so that we can feel something else. That means that we're going to feel the pain for a minute while we're purging it. It's just like detoxing. You need to do it, but you're going to feel it for a minute before you get to the other side of it, and it's uncomfortable and it's painful and it's inconvenient, but it's necessary. So we just have to understand the point, the focus of what's going on in our lives, and stay clear on what's most important. And what's most important, purging the old so that we can get to the new, because God is doing a new thing. Now, listen, I'm going to put the Cash App out there, Cash App up there, and my PayPal, because I just feel a new thing seed. I feel that a new thing seed. And it may not be for you, but it's for somebody. A new thing seed. Put that new thing seed in the ground. What is this new? Put God, I want the new thing. God, I want the new thing that you desire to do. Put a new thing seed in the ground. Cash App, $ DRV Walters, PayPal.me/DRV Walters. Watch what happens. Those of you who've been sowing throughout this fast, watch what happens at the end. Watch how God shows up in your life. Watch what he does, because I believe with everything in me, we can sow our way out of financial distress. We can sow our way out of financial strain. We can sow our way out of being stuck. We can sow our way out, not just anywhere, but it's got to be good soil. Now, if you don't think I'm good soil, then don't sow to me. Sow somewhere though, because I feel a new thing seed, a new thing seed. Sow that new thing seed and watch what God does for you. Sow whatever God tells you. See, God is not man. We want to get in our logical mind and say, well, that doesn't make sense to sow that. But God knows what he's doing. And I promise you, every time he's required me to sow big, he's done something big. It didn't always turn out exactly the way I thought it was going to turn out. But I promise you, he always showed up in some supernatural ways. And it can be um it can be confusing, it can be overwhelming, it can be scary. But baby, I'm telling you, every time I've done it, he handled his business. Yes, we have to feel again so we have to purge the pain before we feel it. Absolutely. Thank you, Clestine. Cash App, $DRV Walters, $DRV Walters. Now, listen, let me tell y'all this. What God is doing in this season, I'm talking about this one. I'm not talking about the last one. I'm talking about this season. Y'all has me so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled about what God is doing. Why? Because God has promised us some things. If God has promised you some things, raise your hand, put a me. If you're someone that God has promised some things to, if God has promised you something, oh, put your hand up. Let somebody know, yes, God has promised me something. Let us know. Has anybody got some promises from God? God promised you anything? Because I know He promised me some stuff, baby, and I want everything that God has for me. Do you hear me? Oh, yes, honey. Yes, Tandria. Come on, y'all. If God has promised you something, put me in the comments. Put me in the comments if God has promised you something. Because I'm going to share something with you. I'm going to give you guys a corporate word, and then I'm going to open up to give you all individual words. Yes, y'all. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, y'all. Come on. Has God promised you anything? Has God promised you anything? Because I'm telling you, when God has promised you something, He is not a man that He should lie. Listen, nor the Son of Man that she should listen. He's going to do it. He's going to do what He said. He said that His word would not return to Him void, but it will accomplish everything that it is sent for it to accomplish. Every single thing that God has set to accomplish in your life, everything He's promised you, He's going to do. If He's promised you anything, if God has promised you anything, put a me in the comments, raise your hand, throw your wave up, do whatever you need to do. Listen, but let them know God has promised me some things. Because listen, I'm going to tell you what I believe in. I believe in putting a demand on this God that we serve, our daddy. I put a demand on Him. I be like, Daddy, you said. Come on. He wants us to. He wants us to remind him of his promises to us. He wants, like a parent. You know, one of the things I love about kids is kids never forget what you promised them. They gonna hold on to that thing. Well, you said that you was gone. Remember what you said, and you said, and you said. God wants us to remind him of his promises. And then he wants to feel, oh, you remember that? Yeah, Daddy, I remember you said that you were gonna do this, da, 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 da. And Daddy, and I want you to do that. And Daddy, you said, Daddy, you said. Listen, now let me tell you what God said. Every promise that He's made you, every promise that He's made you, you're going to see fulfilled if you faint not. Every promise that He's made you, you're going to see fulfilled if you faint not. Okay? Y'all see that condition? If you faint not. He's going to fulfill it if you faint not. And because I refuse to faint, and because I refuse to give up, and because I refuse to quit, baby, let me tell you what I know for certain and for sure, that everything God promised me, He's going to do. Every single thing. Now, this is the good news, because I got some good news. I see two things that God has promised you that He's getting ready to do over the next 7 days. Two things that God has promised you that He's getting ready to do over the next 7 days. You're going to see Him fulfill two promises minimum over the next 7 days if you faint not. Now, I'm not saying that this is tied to the new thing seed, that's separate and apart, but I'm telling you, I see two things that God is going to do over the next 7 days. Two of those promises that He's going to fulfill over the next 7 days. Watch him work. Watch him work. He just wants to get to you what he has for you, but some stuff he can't get to you because you're not where you need to be. Ooh, somebody will catch that tomorrow. He wants to get to you everything that he has for you, but some stuff he can't get to you because you're not where you need to be. You're not where you need to be, so you can't get it. You're not in the geographical location that you need to be in, so you can't get it because it's at a different geographical location. You're not in the emotional space that you need to get it, so you can't receive it because you all blocked up emotionally, so you won't connect to people you need to connect to who are keys to you getting the promise. You're not in the mental place to get it because you still rehearsing the lies that you've been told and now you believe about yourself, so you can't get it. Come on, because you can't get this until your mind, until you believe that you are who God says you are. Listen, if nothing else, this fast has taken me to a place where I believe that I am who God has called me to be more than ever, and I'm not afraid of her. Oh, yeah, she's a lot to some people, honey. She's a whole lot to some people, and that's okay. But she's just right for the right people. She's just right for the people who are called to her, right? And I know I'm talking about myself in the third person, but y'all, I'm serious about this. One of the things that happened to me in my marriages is one, I didn't really know who I was. And I had wounds that caused me to harden my heart. But as I've softened my heart and I've allowed God to show me who I am, I'm able to see myself much more clearly, which means that I can draw to me a man who can see me more clearly, all the aspects of me, and not just see them, but value them and celebrate them and embrace them and be like, I've been looking for you. See, it's easy to have a person in your life, but it's not easy to have the right person for longevity in your life. Now, I'm not saying the people that were in my life were the wrong people at that time, right? I believe that everything happens for a reason. And they were the right people at that time, but they weren't the right people for the whole time, the long term. And I'm looking for that long term connection. Yes, Tandria, Lord, help me be in the right position. Y'all, so listen, when you know who you are, act like you know. Act like you know the amazing, incredible person that you are. Yes, Monica, Lord, take the blinders of my pain, past, and fears off. Yes. And they say, got to get to the place called there. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you. So when y'all see me all over these United States of America, know it's because I'm going to the places God has told me to go where my blessings reside. Because there have been blessings in every place that I have set foot. And not only did I receive blessings, but I left a blessing. Every house I stayed at, I left a blessing. I'm telling you. So he's sending me to be a blessing as well as to be blessed. And he's doing the same thing to you. Maybe not just like me, but he's doing the same thing. So listen, let me do this. If you want an individual word, give it and put a one in the comments, put a one in the comments, and I'll give you the word that God has for me to give you. If you're ready to sow your new thing seed, go to Cash App $DRV Walters, $DRV Walters, or PayPal.me/DRV Walters. Cherie, you got to see that you are a mighty woman of God, that you are a prophet. You see what you see, you know what you know. And it is time for you to own that. It is time for you to walk in that. Forget the people who have told you that you didn't see that or that was off or that. No, you got to own who you are. Purge all of those negative things that have been said to you about who you are and walk in who God has created you to be. Clestine, when I say international, oh, you are the epitome of international. And it is time for you to go into other lands. So I don't know if your passport is current, but you need to make sure that it is current because God is getting ready to send you to some places, to some people who will not only receive you, but they will celebrate you. And it's easy sometimes when things aren't happening the way you want them to happen and at the pace that you want them to happen for you to feel like it's not going to happen. But there's an international trip that you're going to take. And when you take that trip, it's like something is going to break off of you. And when that thing breaks, all the things that God has promised you are getting ready to flood you. Husband, family, like all of these things that God has promised you, it's going to flood you. But you're going to take an international trip first. You got to get out of this atmosphere. You got to get on another soil, a soil where you're celebrated and watch what happens. And I'm not saying that you're not celebrated here, but not the way that he wants you celebrated. Andrea, you are multifaceted. You are multifaceted. You are a multifaceted woman. You've got to understand that, embrace that, and begin to pull all of those facets of your life together. A diamond is multifaceted, but we don't say it's doing too much. A diamond is multifaceted, but we don't say something is wrong with it. So don't allow people's opinions of your many facets to keep you stuck in one facet of your being. See, it takes all of those facets for the diamond to shine fully and to have its full value. Ooh, that was good. That was God right there, baby. That was a God thing. I ain't never said that. Okay. Girl, you got ain't never said word. Okay. So go ahead and accept the many facets of who you are. Shamika, you are an amazing mother. Let me say that again. For those that are sitting in the back who maybe didn't hear me, you are an amazing mother. And you don't let anything that happens or anyone tell you otherwise. You are an amazing mother. Have you gotten everything 100% right? No, none of us have. But you, ma'am, are an amazing mother. And you know how I know you're an amazing mother? Because when my daughter would seek refuge, she would go to you. You're an amazing mother. Own that. And don't let anybody shake that. You're an amazing mother and an incredible woman, and you deserve good things in your life and good things to happen to you. So you need to embrace that so that they can fully come to you. Because I'm telling you, God has blessings in store for you. You're not taking care of those grandkids for no reason. God is going to bless you for taking care of those kids. He's going to bless you. He's going to bless you for that. Watch what he does. Sissy, you are a prophet. You look at me, you're like, oh my God, Veronica, you're so amazing. So are you. So are you. We got the same DNA. So are you. You're just as amazing as I am. The stuff that I do, you can do. You say, well, I can't do that. You can. You can. You can. And I need you to see yourself as my equal. I need you to see that. I need you to not see yourself as a notch below me. No, you're my equal. You're my equal. So I'm not somehow better than you. I'm not. So you need to know that you are absolutely amazing, that you are a prophet. You hear from God. You're a prayer warrior and an intercessor. You're a mighty voice for the kingdom of God. And it's time for you to stand up and be just that in your arena, the way you need to do it. He's called you to a certain people. Be who God has called you to be. Don't try to be like them to be comfortable. No, it's time for you to elevate, to do what you got to do. Monica, the enemy is attacking your mind because he does not want you to see who you are. When you, and I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when you understand who God has created you to be, you'll understand why the attacks on you have been so heavy. The attacks on you are so heavy because you are a warrior. Now, I'm going to say this. You may or may not know it, agree with it, whatever. One of the reasons that you're drawn to me is that you are a prophet. Now, I know people, may look at me and say, you say everybody's prophet. No, everybody's not a prophet. Everybody can tap into the prophetic, but everybody is not a prophet. But prophets go through certain things. There's certain things that prophets go through. And there's a reason that they go through them, because the enemy wants to shorten their life. The enemy wants to shorten their reach. The enemy doesn't want them to walk. That he tries to tell you you're crazy. It's in your mind. It's in your head. You didn't really hear that. You didn't really see that. You ain't, not only are you a prophet, you see spirits. You see spirits, angels and demons. You see spirits. So it has caused this whole thing to be going on in your head, but you're not crazy. God gave you a gift. God gave you a gift. A gift. It is a gift to be used for the edification of the kingdom, of the body. But you've been afraid of it. Stop being afraid of it. It's not demonic. It's not what it is. God gave you the ability to see in the spirit angels and demons and what's going on, but it can be overwhelming. So you've got to learn how to navigate that, how to handle that. That's what your struggle has been. But baby, if you just keep persevering, if you keep going, keep persevering, keep being connected, keep being plugged in, watch what God does for you. Thank you, Clustine. PayPal.me/DRV Walters or Cash App $DRV Walters. Sow your new thing seed. Sow your new thing seed. Sow what God tells you to sow. Sow what God tells you to sow and watch what he does. Amen, Annette. Amen. Yes. Good morning, Tamiko. How are you, beautiful? Tamiko, let me know if you want an individual word. You can drop a 1 in the comments. Drop a 1 in the comments. And they said, I'm not a prophetic word junkie, but this word during this forward focus fast has simply been on point. And I want every word that the Father has for me in this new season. Blessings, Dr. V. I love you dearly for your obedience, brokenness, and faithfulness. Thanks for sharing the gift of God in you with all of us. And see, Annette, this is the thing. Normally I wouldn't do a prophetic word every day, but God told me to. So I have to do it. There's something that he's trying to break off of us, and he needs extra. He needs extra. Annette, listen. When I tell you, a force to be reckoned with, a force against the kingdom of darkness. And you're going to be a major force in marriage, marriage therapy, marriage counseling, marriage ministry. You're going to be a major force, right? You and your husband. Now, listen, let me say this. It's why the enemy has attacked your marriages. It's why you've gone through the stuff that you've gone through because you have a great call in that area. It's designed to make you believe that you don't understand it, you don't get it, you're not qualified. You are qualified to give. I'm telling you, God is going to use you mightily in marriage ministry. He's going to use you mightily to minister to women who are divorced, going through divorces. He's going to use you mightily to minister to single women who want to be married, things to look out for, just how to prepare themselves for it. God is getting ready to use you mightily, and you need to see that in yourself. Don't allow the enemy to play with your mind and convince you that you are not equipped for this, that you're not qualified for this, and you're not called to this. You are. You are. And I see you doing something, and listen, it's not going to be a long time, but I see you doing something for women who are um separated or going through divorce in terms of how to navigate that process. And listen, let me tell you something. Don't let the enemy get in your head and tell you you can't do that. Da 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 da. Da. You don't need to put your business out there. Da 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 da. Because that's what the enemy will do. But I'm gonna tell you what God is gonna do. He's gonna give you the formula not only for you, but other women, other people, but especially other women. He's going to give it to you as you do it. I want you to think about the lepers. The lepers came to Jesus and they said, Lord, heal us. And he said, you're healed. Go show yourself to the priest. And when they were walking, they didn't look healed. They looked like they were still lepers. But as they were going on their way, they begin to see the manifestation of their healing. He's going to heal you in your process. Watch what he does. I'm telling you, girl, when you do that, you're going to get the formula. You're going to be like, God, it's going to be a whole book. It's going to be a curriculum. It's going to be a whole program, a coaching program. I'm telling you, watch what God does. He's amazing. Now, listen, y'all. Now, I've been out here for a little longer than I intended. I've got to get ready for service. Y'all know we got service at what? 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. I got 20 minutes to get myself together for service. But join us back here at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern for Passionate Pursuit of Manifested Purposes Ministries. Listen, God has a word, and I promise y'all, it is a word, honey, baby. This word, fire, straight fire. So if this blessed you, you want to make sure you hit the service because that word is really going to bless you. I got to go through my transformation. I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an incredible, amazing, and epic day. Be blessed. Mwah.